March edition of the Blue and Gold Newsflash. I'm Vib Chitkara here to present you with the latest news from ISB. The basketball boys returned from Riga this month and placed second in the tournament. Here with us to shed some light on how it went down is Mr. Kralovic, assistant coach to the boys basketball team. So Mr. Kralovic, what did you place in the basketball tournament and are you guys proud of it?
Well, we had the basketball tournament last weekend and we finished second out of 8 teams, and we're very proud of our effort and our achievement during the tournament.
That's nice. And what was the most memorable thing from the tournament?
Well, I think that the most memorable was the triple overtime win against the host, the International School of Latvia. That was a great game. There was a capacity crowd there on our home gym, and our team came from behind and really played well. And 3 overtime game, that's going to stick in my memory for a long time. And us finally winning it, it was a pretty sweet victory.
That was a good victory for us. And in which player do you see the most improvement in the team?
Well, that award is actually going to be given out at our end of the year banquet next Friday, so I don't want to give it away in this podcast. But I think all the players really improved throughout the year. It was a great season.
That's nice. And lastly, in which player did you see the most exceptional performance?
Well, in that championship game that we lost, very close game to Zagreb, Luka and Nikola Taushin combined for 40 points, and those two all year were our main 2 players. But we had 14 victories during the season. We were 14-6, and so that takes an entire team. So like instead of concentrating on 1 or 2 guys, I would like to answer with like it was a team effort. It was a program effort.
Thank you for coming over here and answering a couple of questions, and we really appreciate it.
Oh, it was my pleasure. I just feel honored to be part of the Blue and Gold podcast each week. Thank you.
The Lady Dragons also had their fair share of action in Zagreb, where they were playing the girls from American International School of Zagreb. They didn't come away successfully, but the games were extremely close and were nail-biting material. Mr. Cooperstein elaborates on the performances of the girls. So Mr. Cooperstein, I heard that you went to Zagreb with the basketball girls and played a couple of games there. How was it there?
Oh, we had a great time. Zagreb was beautiful. The weather was wonderful. The girls came out, played a strong game of basketball on Friday, and played an even stronger game on Saturday. Unfortunately, we weren't able to come away with either of the wins, but we did put a lot of effort into the game.
That's nice to hear. And who was the player who showed the most improvement during the whole season?
I would say that Jessica Davenport really came on strong throughout the season. Early on, we weren't sure what she was made of, but towards the end, especially in the Zagreb game, she was one of our go-to players.
That's nice. And lastly, who was the most exceptional player from the whole season?
I think one of the players that embodies our spirit and the tenacious attitude with which we play the game is Lou Sevier. I think when it came to Zagreb, they were a little bit surprised by the physicality that she brought to the court and got under the skin of some of the players that were carrying the ball and was able to come up with a bunch of steals.
Thank you, Mr. Cooperstein. And we enjoyed interviewing you for the Newsflash, and I hope we can do this again sometime later.
No problem.
Here to wrap it up with us is Mr. Hart with the activities for the spring season, interviewed by Louis Toussaint.
What are some upcoming after-school activities for the spring season?
Okay, we just moved into the spring season, and for spring and for the sports front, we've got high school girls volleyball and high school boys volleyball, and they begin this week. The high school boys volleyball will be practicing on a Monday and a Wednesday, and their tournament is going to be in Latvia. For the high school girls, they're going to be practicing on a Tuesday and a Friday, and they'll be travelling to Helsinki for their tournament. As well as the volleyball, we have lacrosse on a Wednesday afternoon, and we have the scenes night, the high school plays coming up for spring.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it. Thank you.
Thank you very much for watching this edition of the Blue and Gold Newsflash, and I would like to thank Lana and Louis on the media team.